I. Hello, my people. All right. I forgot where I saw this, but I wrote it down. Etiquette means gratitude and respect. Yeah, I think it's Toriko. It's a series about a world. It's an anime series or an anime manga about a world that's basically that lives in the gourmet age. It's a beautiful concept where the planet itself is an organism that's evolving and growing, and it grows through the energy of the sun. And as it grows, different animals develop, and as they develop, they kind of like develop different powers and different strengths and all that beautiful stuff. Uh, Throughout the series, there's kind of like a certain evolution that roams around food, that roams around شو اسمه sitting around a meal, that roams around a certain kind of like family approach. I love it. I love it. And at some point, they discuss food etiquette. And the way I looked at etiquette is like here. Etiquette means gratitude and respect. The way I saw etiquette for the longest time is it's a social thing, right? I've always looked at it as we are socially, basically, we are eating properly so that the people around us, it's so that basically, like, my aunt has at one point had money. Well, she still does, I guess. But like, her husband kind of like made money, good money, and they had a bigger house, and they had a better kind of like, when they'd eat on a better table, and they'd have like 3-4 forks on each side. And what I learned from her on etiquette was surrounding social kind of like, you're eating slower, you're pacing yourself, you're using a spoon for this and a spoon for that and another spoon for that. And the idea is you kind of like are taking your time with the food because it's a luxury, right? It's a luxury that you have. And the etiquette behind every single consumption of food kind of feeds it's more pleasant for how people kind of like see the experience of you eating. A very shallow approach to etiquette, which is basically like, how to walk, how to talk, how to how to interact, all these things. Now that I talk about it, it's kind of like, it's the symptomatic effect. Like, the way I look at etiquette now is the end result is how people see you, not the other way around. But they weren't, I don't know if that she was trying to teach me something different, or she was trying to kind of like, she was pretending to know or understand what the fuck she was doing. But the way I was taught to consume by her was so that people kind of like don't judge me and are able to kind of like see the difference, I guess. Now, because of the series, there's a difference in etiquette. No longer is about the people that you're eating with. The people that you're eating with are definitely a plus when you're sitting on a table and eating with somebody. I kind of missed that, but it's definitely a plus. It's definitely a heightened experience. It's definitely, because when you're eating, it's just like when a puppy is kind of pooping, it looks at you because it's feeling vulnerable. Like when you're eating, right, it's a place of vulnerability. It's a place where you're kind of like, you want people you trust around you. And that's fairly important because also, like, the goal of socializing is always basically to be able to interact and to kind of like connect with. The goal of socializing around food supports a stronger bond and a stronger trust. It allows you to develop a connection that's stronger with the people that you're actually having a meal with. And I feel like it's a tribal thing that goes all the way back till the days where we were whatever. So these days, etiquette for me is gratitude and respect, but for the food itself. It's like, for the fish that you're eating, for the chicken that you're eating, if I'm eating it by hand, it means it's delicious, but it also kind of shows that I'm rushing, right? Which means which kind of looks like the appreciation to it is a bit, I guess, is not fully engaged when it comes to me, because like I'm rushing to eat to do something else. Whilst if I take my time and I'm eating with a fork and knife and I'm pacing myself, then I'm allowing myself to enjoy the full experience of the meal. I'm allowing myself to give full gratitude to the actual, like, to the food, to the beast that died, to the rice that grew, to the life that kind of like got transformed into the food that I'm eating. I'm thinking rice and chicken because that's what I just ordered right now. But I feel ultimately it's because, like, showing gratitude and respect to food. When you're eating for your own body, right? Like your body needs that sustenance. And that's you giving energy to the food and respect to the food, and you're grateful for the food. That your body, it's a sign of devotion towards your own self. It's a sign of kind of like contribution. It is contribution, right? Because you're eating for sustenance. But it's your presence in that contribution. It's your presence in that engagement. It's your presence in that connection, that build and that love that you share with yourself, that you are translating into the food, so that as you eat, it kind of like is transformed into the life energy that you have, the motivation that you have, the delivery, right? So, were you thinking of etiquette? I don't know if it's a thing that I'm seeing, but it's never really about the social aspect. The social aspect is just a symptom. It's the end result of you respecting the food, giving the food full attention, giving the food full respect, giving your energy properly towards the actual ingredients that life presented, that the earth kind of like presented for you to kind of like take and develop, sustain. Right? And the big thing about eating is to focus on the food itself. When you're eating, you eat. A lot of Buddhist monks do that. Well, a lot of monks in general, like anything, Christian monks, like when you're eating, you're kind of like focused on, you should only focus on eating, because ultimately, like, I don't know if it's the one thing at a time kind of thing, or if it's actual respect to life. Because one of the things that sustains life, and the bare minimum, right? Like at the surface, as human beings, we sustain life through eating. That's basically the most primitive form of survival, is being able to consume. And etiquette is you kind of like leveling up from proper survival, but remembering the primitive form or the primitive aspects. So you have developed, you have grown, you have established more in this world. But ultimately, all of us eat. All of us poop. All of us sweat. All of us get sick. We're all still human beings. And the human being in us requires sustenance, requires safety, requires love and all these things. But the human in us requires attention, requires presence, right? Also requires love. That's the leveling up, I guess. Interesting. Very interesting. The part of the actual series that I think it's called Food Honor or something, that kind of like honors the ingredients and respects them, so that when you consume, you actually like are consuming everything the ingredient has to give. Right? Because human beings kind of digest 40% of what we consume, and the rest we kind of like poop it. And I feel that's kind of like a thing. Interesting. It's a video. I love you guys.